All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Blame Your Brother. We are back once again, episode 175 or something like that. All right, so we are coming at you live on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Go to blameyourbrother.tv to hang out with us. We stream it on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook Live. So there's ways to watch us, hang out in the chat. We didn't know if this was going to happen tonight, but we're here, so we'll get into that in just a little bit. But there are three of us that come to you every week. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, Voice of the People, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the Spiritual Midget, Nick Nickum. And I'm joined by this man who sits to the left. It is my brother. It's Lee.
What up? I am the Saul of podcasting, of course, the one and only LeBron Safety Pin.
And then we're joined by this gentleman who sits to my right. It's John.
John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, there we go. David, Lee, John, three of us coming to you. And, well, let's just go ahead and get into it. Every week we offer a chance for apologies, retractions, omissions in a segment we call Who's to Blame? All right, time for apologies, retractions, and omissions from last week's episode. Lee, do you have anything that stands out for you?
I do. I said that the coronavirus was a swine-based illness, but it is in fact known as fact to be caused by bat soup.
What?
Bat soup.
This is what they're saying.
Yes.
That's bat soup crazy.
But it's a lie.
The virus hopped into bats. People were eating bats. I guess they eat bat soup.
It was created in a factory, in a laboratory in China.
Well, it's
proven.
That's what Kobe Bryant was in talks with the pharmaceutical agent about, and that's why he died in the helicopter crash. But in fact, it was
For those of you listening, that will be
bat.
Lee's apology for next week.
Wait, bats caused the virus, is what they're saying.
Well, it was transmitted to bats, and then people were eating
How
bats.
did it get transmitted to bats?
Well, that's just what happens, man.
Vampire bats.
I don't understand.
Like
they were biting the pigs.
So like H1N1 is a swine-based illness that affects swine, but it doesn't affect humans. But then it like jumps into another animal and mutates, and then it's suddenly able to be so like we carry it, but it doesn't affect us, and then it mutates.
Whatever.
I don't know, man. I am not a doctor, obviously. Okay?
All right. So
would I
that's
be here if I were a doctor?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
Is that it?
Just thinking about a bunch of bat jokes there.
What kind of doctor would I be if I were a doctor?
Proctologist.
No.
Probably, yeah.
Why?
Pain in the ass.
That's a good one, John.
All right. Well, then you would be a gynecologist.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
All right. John.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. I've been sick for the past couple of weeks, so a lot of the stuff that I said last week I don't remember. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember much last week either. It's been a long week this week. So who knows?
Well, we actually had some help this week, so maybe we should.
Okay. So yes, my brother-in-law Corey hit us with a few facts that we said that were incorrect. So the first one was we were talking about celebrities that died in helicopter crashes. D. Bruce, said Randy Rhoads died on a helicopter, and Corey let us know on Twitter, Randy Rhoads died on a plane when the pilot was flying low and being stupid. You said he was in a helicopter. So, boom, I apologize for that.
Together.
Okay, next.
How dare you?
Next.
How dare you slander Randy Rhoads' good name?
Oh, helicopter plane. Here's some people that died in helicopter crashes. Troy Gentry, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Davey Allison, all died in a helicopter.
I did say Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay.
I did say that.
Who's Davey Allison?
I think he's a race car driver. Because they do a lot of helicoptering out of the area.
What about Troy Gentry, music singer?
I want to say country music singer.
I think so.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And then we talked about Spotify music cover songs, and he says when a band performs a cover song in a club, who pays. He says the club they're playing at pays the fees for bands to play cover songs.
I don't believe that. I mean, maybe they're supposed to.
Are you calling Corey a liar?
No, I believe that he had good intentions. I just don't believe that the club ever actually ponies up for that. Unless maybe
it's ASCAP or something.
I mean, maybe if it's a big show.
I don't know.
But if like when he was in Murfreesboro singing "Mama Said Knock You Out," the borough wasn't calling up ASCAP and saying, "Yo, we owe you $20."
Maybe it's just a yearly fee they pay. I have no idea. I don't know.
That could be the case.
All right. Well, there you go. That's our corrections. Thank you, Corey. So we always encourage people to tweet us our corrections where we know. So there we go. All right. Well, I guess we'll get going for our week. So me and Lee on Friday went and saw a very weird, very unusual, very entertaining comedy show. Now, this comedy show was, the headliner was Christy Monroe, correct? Christy Monroe, stripper comedian. Okay. Now, John, if I say stripper comedian, what do you think is happening in that situation?
I think it'd probably be akin to maybe like Elvira, but not goth.
Okay. All right, let's set this up.
That's pretty close.
It's not bad. It's not bad. So we go to the Twin Kegs 2. Now, I don't know if people have heard of this place. They've been there. It is it's got a weird energy to it. Not necessarily bad, but just kind of a weird energy to it. We walk in, there's a collection of characters in this bar.
Well, first off, just so you know, we were an hour late.
I believe, I was told it starts at 8.
But it started
I was wrong.
So we missed pretty much the entire show.
We missed all the comedians,
right,
except for the headliner. So anyway, we get there, get a couple of drinks, we sit down, and then the other comedian's wrapping up. She's funny. And so then Christy Monroe gets up there, and she is in stripper attire. So she's not nude, but she's wearing something a stripper would wear. So she starts off by telling some jokes. There's a stripper pole on the stage. She's telling
she was pretty funny.
One-liners.
What you'd expect, stripper humor.
And then she's like, I need a volunteer. And I'm like, oh, my God, what's going on? So she calls up, a black girl raises her hand. You can tell she's had a few to drink. She's had a few.
She had more than a few.
More than a few. And so she starts so she sits the black girl down on a chair, and she starts giving her a lap dance. Like,
strippers do.
Like strippers do. And this girl's way into it. Like way into it, where she starts grabbing her, slapping her ass, grabbing her ass.
She licked her crotch,
moving her hands up and down her body, and I'm feeling. I feel uncomfortable with this because I'm just like, there's no way this is cool. Like if I was up there, there's no way I would do that.
You think that the girl was a plant?
No,
definitely not.
Definitely not. Because we'll continue. But she didn't start all the. So she's just feeling smack. I'm like, damn, dude. I guess guys are just like, you don't do that at a strip club, or your ass gets bounced. You don't touch the girls unless they tell you. So anyways, that goes on for a bit, and she's telling jokes while she's, doing different poses on her. And then she calls, I need 5 volunteers. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting up there. I'm sure Lee's like, there's no way he's getting up there. So they call 5. It was 3 guys, 2 girls, and she's going to teach them to lap dance. And be strippers. So she teaches them how to do moves on the pole. It was funny. It was funny stuff. And I thought that was more of like a critique on peer pressure and compliance. I'm going to tell you to do something, and you're going to do it because I'm telling you to do it. And these guys, were doing stuff they obviously did not want to do. You had to spin around the pole and then get on the ground and gyrate your ass. I was like, there's no way I'd be doing that. And one dude took his shirt off. He didn't want. He said, "Oh, I want to take it off. I want to take it off." And he's like, "Take it off." We're going to talk about that guy in a minute.
He wanted to take it off.
So, but then the black girl in the middle of this gets up on the stage and starts dancing some more. And now I'm like, somebody get her out of here. There's no security or anything. So,
That's what I was thinking, because when you're at a strip club, these enforcement of no touching is done by the bouncers.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, there's no bouncers here.
No bouncers.
Like, what if something goes south here?
So anyway, so then they all get off, right? And it was funny. I'm cracking up.
It's the stage.
Yes. I'm sure if you...
Well, there was one guy there from out of town that was on a bachelor party, and she gave him a lap dance, and he fell in love right there on the stage. Even though he was getting ready to get married, he had the dopey, sleepy eyes.
He was into her. She was
paid to be into
him, right? And he was like, got up there and was like, I mean, he was doing some stripper move. I was like, what the hell's going on? He was like shaking. I mean, anyway, I can't explain. It's hard to explain without saying it. But
He watched Magic Mike before he got
yes, he looked like, he was on the Magic Mike tour.
Magic Mike.
So, and the girls were loving it and whatever. So they all get off stage, and now she needs 2 couples and a single person. Well, there's a couple there, and then that black girl and some obviously gay guy who she obviously is not.
You don't know that.
I believe he said it.
Oh, did he?
I believe so.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, he's with me. So then they're supposed to lap dance for each other. And this dude that she's with is not into it.
Well, first off, you think that they're a couple the way that she's acting. He literally hides under the table at his station where he's sitting. And it's like, I'm not going up on stage. And then so everyone in the crowd is basically yelling at him to get on the stage.
Yeah.
So he gets up there and she's like, how long have y'all been together? And the woman says something like 6 months.
And he's like,
we're not together.
We are not together. Like, he's stressing it to us. Like, we work together.
They work together. And she says, that is my work husband. And then starts choking him because he doesn't want to admit to being the work. Like, literally,
like
arms
choking.
around his throat, choking him.
On the stage. So I'm like, this girl's out of control, dude. Like, to me. So anyway. So the thing is, she's showing couples how to give each other lap dance.
The funny thing was the comedian was like, "Don't worry, she's not going to be working there long."
Right? Yeah. Basically saying she's going to be a stripper after this.
Well, no, I thought it was like someone's taking a video
and
forwarding it on to
Who knows?
HR right now.
So she teaches him how to dance, and then the black girl starts getting up on the stripper again, and like this is where she starts slapping her ass hard, dude. Like red marks are being left. Now, Lee, at that point, what were you thinking?
I thought the comedian was very funny.
You
I
think
thought her
she
jokes
was cool
were
with
funny.
this?
It was very kind of like breaking down the fourth wall almost. Like,
were
hey,
you concerned for the stripper? Like,
no, not at all.
I was.
This is what she does for a living. She probably handles drunk people very well. I assume.
I was just in the mindset of I just was not liking this. Like, I did not like.
There was a lot of consent issues in the age of consent for sure.
Yes. So
I feel like everyone should have been signing a waiver before they went into.
But
the
everyone
old
else was cool with it. No one else crossed any lines. Like, I felt like, but she was. Then she starts licking her crotch, dude. Like, right?
Well, she did have her leg at a 90-degree angle, and in the woman's face. So.
It was weird, dude, but it was hilarious. So, but then after that ended, okay, she got let out by her friends, and she was tore up from the floor up. Like, you could tell she went to the bathroom, I would think, to throw up because she had the throw up look in her face. We all know the throw up look when you drunk too much. And then they literally had to carry her out almost. I mean, it was bad. So, but let's talk about this dude on stage, John. I'm going to give you So we're sitting there. The show ends. It's great. If you see Christy Monroe coming to town, go check her out. And we did get to talk to our friend Brooke Jolly. He was there MCing. So we talked to him for a little bit. Cool guy. Finally get to meet him in person. And then I turn around, and I see Elvis Presley standing behind me. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here?
I mean, I wasn't that surprised.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? Okay, like this place is already weird. Okay,
it gets weirder than that even.
Oh, I know. We got levels of weirdness. So I look at Lee. I'm like, it's Elvis.
Well, impersonator, obviously.
Yes, obviously. And so we take a picture with him. It's on social media. People liked it. They were doing Elvis karaoke. So he hosted as Elvis. It was cool. I loved it.
He sung several Elvis songs.
He did, and he sang some Roy Orbison. He was a good singer.
Yeah, what's the difference?
So while we're there, now if you and your wife had a son, and he came back from the military, do you think
being deployed? The first time you see him,
do you think Friday night at Twin Kegs 2 at Elvis Karaoke would be the place you would go have your party?
Probably not, no.
Well, this happened here. And
which I think is why the show started early, was because they had a time limit because the woman was going to be coming in the door at X time. So
it was a surprise.
The show had to be over at a specific time.
Yes, this was a surprise to the family, okay? Anyway, so then this dude that was on stage I talked about earlier. So this guy, how would I describe this guy to you? A young like Paul Giamatti, okay, with long hair, like 80s Metallica long hair, wearing a black Kiss t-shirt, okay, and he walks kind of like, you ever seen someone walk and their shoulders are like kind of down and their arms are down?
Yeah.
Okay, this was this guy. Now, he gets up to do karaoke. What song, based on that, do
He's
you
wearing
think?
a Kiss T-shirt.
T-shirt. What song or what genre or anything would you guess he karaoke?
I mean,
Just
if he's
give us
wearing a Kiss T-shirt, I would think, a hair metal band or
Oh,
something heavy rock.
Okay, so I said, I bet this guy's going to do like Run for the Hills or something. Megadeth. No, that's not what he did. Any guess, any genre you think this dude would have done?
He told you hair metal.
Well, no, but that's wrong. I'm saying, so now you know that's wrong, and you obviously know I'm telling you what it looks like where you would not get it. What genre? Just give me one.
I mean, based on that, I'm thinking he's gonna sing some Britney Spears.
Wouldn't be a bad guess. This dude did opera music. Opera, brother.
He did it well, too.
I was like, huh? What's happening right now? Then the next guy gets up, this old dude who's probably 70, 80 years old. He does, what song? We're not gonna take it. He doesn't know any of the verses at all. Like, you can't even, he's like, we're not gonna take it. Then
He was having a good time.
Then this is something I've never seen before in karaoke. I've seen weirdos up there. I've seen weird songs. This girl gets up there and does a country music song, and another girl gets on stage with her and starts signing sign language in karaoke. I've never seen that before in my life. I couldn't believe.
Interpretive, like dancing and.
Like, have you ever seen that before, John? You've done karaoke. You were a DJ at a karaoke.
I DJ'd at 2 different places.
You ever see someone sign out a song?
No.
That's getting real popular. I saw a video online of of an interpreter.
Like churches.
Yes.
I saw an interpreter do an Eminem concert. You know that new song he has where he raps like 5,000 beats a second?
Yeah.
The interpreter is doing that song
Okay.
at a concert and like really getting into it. So.
Well, I've never seen karaoke, so that was the first. Then me and Lee did a song, and he sung. So, Lee, okay, I don't even know how to get in. What we did B-52's Love Shack. And Lee keeps going, I'm going to do the female part.
Because you wanted me to.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I did not. No. He wants
I
to
might
do it.
have misrepresented myself.
And I was like, are you sure you want to do it? And I kept going, are you sure you want to do that part? Because, I just, you're better at the guy part. No, I want to do the female part. And I'm like, are you sure? I'll probably say, are you sure 100 times? Because I don't want to be rude and go, no, dude, you're doing the female part. I was like, all right, man, we'll do it. We get up on stage. The first thing hits. He goes, I don't know this part, man. So then I had to do it.
That's the way it goes.
And it went over pretty well. I mean, it was all right. And that was about it. Was a fun, weird night, man. It was weird. But I would suggest
it's a cool place. Everyone should go to Twin Kegs 2 and check it out.
I just think the Christy Monroe's thing, it's just innovative to me. It's really, I think it's presented as like this ditzy blonde it may be all this is coincidence, but in my eyes, ditzy blonde on stage, stripper, but I think it's like a very avant-garde art piece disguised as comedy.
I agree with you, but here's the problem. If that act bombs, that gets bad quick.
Yeah.
Right? Like she had the crowd that night.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to be real selective of your audience, because if you're a comedian and you bomb, you just keep telling jokes. You work
Right.
if you're her and you bomb, what do? You just pack it up and go?
I mean, I hope nothing. I don't know how it could fail, though.
Dance
I mean,
for,
dance
for 30 minutes?
I think
Have
people,
naked dancing
as long
on
as you
stage?
get people up there, I think it's, I don't know. But anyway, if she comes to your town, go check her out. And thanks for Brooke for having us out. It's a fun night. So that was our Friday night. And then Sunday was the Super Bowl, the big Super Bowl event. Lee, did you watch any of the game?
No.
Zero. John, did you watch?
I did check the score a couple of times. I don't know.
Watched most of the game, but not while it was on, like after.
Okay.
What
do you watch?
TiVoed it?
Yeah.
So John's sleeping. He works midnight shift. I get it. Lee, what are you doing while this game's on?
I don't want to talk about it.
What do you mean?
Let's move on.
I don't understand what that means. Were you watching something else?
Probably.
Like what?
I don't remember.
No, you do remember. Are you
move
watching?
on.
What was on that night? Because you know what came on directly.
I don't
after
really
the
watch TV.
You know what came on directly after the Super Bowl?
No.
John knows.
I know.
Go ahead, John.
The Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer came
Oh,
on
wow.
directly after the show. Now, did I watch it?
Based on I'm saying you're saying you didn't watch it.
I did not watch it. I swear on my life I turned it off because I knew for this show I couldn't watch it.
You could, and you did.
But Clay, who I worked with, did watch it, and he said, "Did you hear who the guy was that got kicked off?" And I went, "Who?" He goes, "The robot. You know who the robot was?" And I went, "No, I have no idea. It was Lil Wayne." He goes, "Listen to it." So we pulled it up on YouTube. I went, "Of course this is Lil Wayne. It sounds just like Lil Wayne. How did people? Did you know it was Lil Wayne? Did you watch it? Okay.
If people don't listen to Lil Wayne, how would they know what Lil Wayne sounds like?
I mean, dude, if you didn't even know who Lil Wayne was, I'm pretty sure deep in your heart you would know that was Lil Wayne. I mean, it's not like he wasn't even trying to disguise his voice at all. Like, it was crazy. Anyways.
But if you had never heard Lil Wayne,
well, the first time you ever smelled weed, I mean, you didn't know what weed smelled like,
that's
but you
exactly
knew it.
okay.
I
Well,
feel
there
that's
you go.
like Lil Wayne's voice.
That's
You never heard it before. You just know what it sounds like.
So if you had never heard Lil Wayne, then you had never smoked Lil Wayne.
But I'm saying the first time
don't know Lil
first time
Wayne.
you ever smelled weed, you knew
You
it
didn't
was
know
weed.
what it was.
Oh, I
No.
did.
There's a lot of people that don't.
Okay, well, I did. I don't
If
know
they had
how.
never been exposed to it, they're just like,
I don't know.
a skunk. They're just like, oh.
Okay. Anyway, Super Bowl was great. I watched it. Had Corey over. My kids watched it.
The
Father-in-law.
Google ad make you cry?
No, it's
That's all I
creepy.
heard
Creepy
was-
to me.
The Google ad. Well,
Creepy.
I've not seen the Google ad. Can you
Okay.
tell me what happens in the Google ad?
I actually fast forwarded through every commercial.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I watched most of them.
That's good. That's good.
So in the Google ad, this guy. Now I didn't read. I was doing stuff I was on, but I caught the gist of it. This guy is, I guess, his wife. I couldn't know if she was dead, had died, or had Alzheimer's. It was something
Or
like
dying.
that. Or dying.
Dead, dying,
yes.
or
I mean,
dead?
yes. Was she dead,
Dead,
or
dying,
dying?
or-
But she had Alzheimer's for sure. And
That's the only two states
I
we all
guess-
exist in, I guess.
he fed her. He told Google. I know. He told Google all of her favorite things. Like, this is her favorite song. This is her favorite food. This blah 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 blah. And then it would like show pictures or play music of things that she liked.
To her,
I guess.
while she was dead,
No, I guess while she was alive.
she had
and,
Alzheimer's.
And then I guess
It's
after
supposed to spark her memory or something.
I don't know, but it's actually. I mean, I was listening to Girl Beer Sports this week podcast. Go check it out. They said that that's actually a real couple, and the couple's daughter works for Google as like the vice president or something. So she actually, that's her family in the commercial. I just think it's kind of weird.
Well, I don't
the Google-
understand. It still don't. Why was it sad? Why did people cry?
Well, Lee, because the grandmother died, and it
so
was
she
it,
died.
It was
and
showing old pictures of her and stuff,
It's the Google representation of the
Up.
Notebook.
or the Up,
Oh,
the
yeah.
beginning of Up. Do you cry at the beginning of Up?
So it was just all on the Google ad display.
Yeah, it would show picture. Here's a picture of them when they were young. Here's a picture of them when they were with their daughter. A picture. It was everything about her to help him not forget her. Yes, Robin, you're right. Something like that. But it was. Do you cry during the beginning of Up? I do. Sad. It's sad.
I might have shed one tear the first
I
time
mean,
I saw
every
it.
time I watch it, I cry. So it's like Up. It's like the version of Up. You know. So, anyways, creepy to me. I mean,
Why?
we're
Did you-
giving
do you
Google.
think Up is creepy?
No. Up's
What's
not
the-
real. And Google is wanting you. They're basically saying, "Hey, tell us everything about yourself." Not because we're going
Hold
to
on.
use it to sell it to people.
Hold on, David.
Yeah.
We just want you to remember.
Just to reiterate, if it's not real,
Yeah.
it's sad. If it's real, it's just creepy.
Well,
That's what he's saying.
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
It's
because
super weird, right? That
because
is weird.
It's written as a story in Up to tug at your heartstrings.
And-
This Google just wants your information where they can sell it to marketing companies.
right.
And Up,
I'm glad you're coming around to this.
I know it's true.
The masquerade of advertising and
I
how
mean,
it's
that's
the
not
ultimate
just
evil in the world.
Google. I mean, that's
It's
every
everybody,
time you
exactly.
log into the.
But
like
don't hide it
Geico,
behind this
for
thing.
instance.
We're here for the families. No, you're here for the money, the ducats. Okay, don't tell Google everything about your life. I mean, they
But
probably
that's what
they
they
probably
want you
got
to
it anyway.
do.
This is very specific though. Like, this is my wife's favorite song. Like,
What's the problem?
I don't know. It's weird.
At this point, they're just going to
I
start
don't know.
splicing in
People-
subliminal messages.
People love the commercial. I didn't really care for it. I thought the commercials were all right. People loved them. I thought they were all right. I mean, I watched
That's one
them
reason I stopped watching the Super Bowl.
for the commercials.
Yeah. It's just consumerism ran rampart. It's like the buy-in, how much it costs to put these Super Bowl commercials in is insane. It's
Yeah.
out of control. It's out of control. It's too much.
All right. Well, the halftime show happened. It was Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, and this is like one of the big things that was talked about. Also, like almost more than the game. So, did either of you watch the halftime show?
I fast forwarded through most of it, but I caught a little bit of it.
No,
What-
I did
Lee,
not.
you
I
didn't
didn't
watch-
watch any of the Super
What are
Bowl.
you watching?
We'll go to the chat. Lee was watching TikTok. Let's go with that. TikTok.
Were you watching like The Bachelor? Was that on?
I don't watch network TV, brother.
Were you
Okay.
watching a movie?
TikTok? I was on TikTok.
You watching a movie or a show?
Neither.
We'll just try to let the people guess this week.
I was just hanging out by myself in the basement right here, playing a little guitar.
Okay. Anyway, so the halftime show featured Jlo and Shakira, and it was very. I don't know. I watched it and I was just like, all right, it was decent. I mean, I don't like either artist so much. Like, I love their music. I mean, I
Now,
don't.
you were making hasty representations of which one was better before.
Shakira is, I think, more of my favorite of the two. But like, I don't love Shakira. I couldn't name you five
But I
songs
mean, you would
by
have
Shakira.
to have a strong reference to make that
Shakira's
an
better.
educated.
She's cuter. I was talking about attractiveness.
Oh, just attract.
Yeah. And
Oh, my
songs.
God.
Well, I know one Shakira song that I like. I don't know any Jenny Lopez songs I like. I don't like any of her music. So automatically Shakira wins 1-0. I couldn't tell you 5 songs together by them, probably. And I know I couldn't because me and Corey tried to do it and we could only name like 4.
I thought you were a big. Wait, that's in somebody else. Never
Yeah,
mind.
no. So, but the big thing was this show was people were arguing it was over sexualized because they were shaking their asses and all this, and people got very upset about it. Christian conservatives said this is what's wrong with America, and they shouldn't be showing this, and should come with an explicit warning. And if girls are out there dancing and they're shaking their butts, we got to disavow it. So that's where we're at with it. What do you think, Lee?
Well, not having seen it, I'm really surprised that these people have only been, for someone that's like on a crusade to end such a thing, and this is their first exposure.
Yeah.
I can tell they haven't watched a modern music video, because what you
Sure.
see on TV easily or on the internet is 1,000 times worse than probably anything that they showed during.
What about
The halftime
What about
Super Bowl
NFL cheerleaders at a game are doing the same thing pretty much?
Well, coming in from the chat, it says the
From Robin.
camera work
Too many crotch
was
shots.
like zooming in on crotches.
I
and
don't know
stuff.
about that. I didn't notice that. I mean,
There
I
was
wa-
definitely a stripper pole. I thought I saw something about a stripper pole, and
there was a pole. People said it was a dance pole, not a stripper
What's
pole.
the difference between a dance pole and a stripper
I think
pole?
a strip pole's in a strip club.
That's the only so it's technically the same thing. It's just the location of it,
Or who's using it, I guess.
or who's using.
I
it.
mean, I don't
that
know.
doesn't sound right to me, but okay.
What is the difference? I mean, yeah, I guess they're the same. You know, what's the difference between a
I
mansion
mean,
and a
as
house?
far as
I don't know.
the people complaining, I mean, you're getting Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. What are you expecting is going to happen?
Right.
They're not going to come out in fat suits. I can tell you that.
No, for sure.
I mean, Shakira. I mean, the first 2 songs that comes to my mind: "Hips Don't Lie" and "Underneath Your Clothes."
There you
Okay.
go.
I mean,
I don't know.
I
People were just very upset about it.
I think it's just in the forefront of people's imagination and mind. So this is when they strike, right? That's all it is.
I just think people, we've talked about this before, want to be upset. They want to be offended by things.
It's true.
And so they're just going to, like, they couldn't find anything else, no commercials to be mad about, nothing about the game, nothing about blah, blah, blah. So they're like, well, let's pick. I mean, last year, Adam Levine had his freaking shirt off the entire show. You know what I mean? And his pants are down to, like, almost his crotch. Like, no one complained about that. Why not? Where's the double standard there?
Probably because he's a guy.
So guys can take their shirts off.
I mean, we're in a patriarchy, right? So
Well, if you're going to
He gets
complain
the
about
pass.
this, that was worse. I mean, I feel like last year was worse than that. I
probably
mean, I don't really
was.
care about either, truthfully. I mean, yeah, your kids are looking at you going, what's going on? Well, I mean, don't let them watch it. I mean, our parents didn't let us watch certain things when we were growing up. What do you want? So now you want the TV to, like, pick which things your kids can't see? It's stupid. I just don't
be
understand it.
parents. Don't be complainers
Right.
after the fact. Yeah.
I don't know. And then, you
I
know.
mean, I agree with you. I mean, obviously, I mean, those 2 names. I mean, I'm not all. There are some exceptions, but a lot of female artists are sexualized. I
Yeah.
mean, that's they sing about sex. They dress sexy. They wear scantily clad. I mean,
It's part of the game, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the game. I mean,
Is it just as you would say for the ducats?
Well, I would say this: if I was 50 or 43 as Jlo and Shakira, and I look like that, or if I look like Adam Levine, hell yeah, I'd probably walk around with my shirt off all the time too. I've always said if I look like Adam Levine, I was cut with 6-pack and all tattoos. I mean, why would? I mean, yeah. So if I looked as good as Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, yeah, I'd wear skimpy shit too. Who cares? I mean, I don't look like that, so no, you're not gonna see me hanging around at halftime showing my shirt off, but. Let them do it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with celebrating. And then there was some political stuff, but it's funny. No one even talked about that. You know, with the kids in cages.
Yeah, I did see a picture of that.
But no one mentioned that. They're more like, oh my God, these girls were shaking their asses like strippers. Well, guess what? I'm like Lee said, have you seen any modern music videos? What are you talking about?
Maybe that's why they were saying it, because they were trying to detract people from the political messages.
And twerk,
because there's no moral high ground that you can stand on that putting kids in cages is okay, right? There's no like, well, they're illegals, you know, like, no, they're kids in cages. There's nothing you can say.
Well, you say that, but there's a half of the country that disagree with you.
Okay, there's a small portion of the country that actually think that putting kids in cages are okay. My point is there's no moral high ground you can stand on where that's okay. So they have to detract from the political message, and maybe they go to the sexualization part to throw people off the scent, so to speak. Because I agree, if anything should come out of it, it should be like, hey, you know, and then making a point about caging kids.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. But I just think service, and just dial it down a little bit. You know, dial it down. Sex sells. Anything you watch has sex in it now.
You can't dial it down.
Well, no, turn it off. If you don't want to watch it, I've always said this from always. If you don't like it, turn it off. Isn't that the simplest solution to anything? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't listen to it.
I wish more people would, honestly.
Well, yeah, instead of complaining about it, like you watched the whole thing for what?
If
science?
Everyone who was against it, truly against it, didn't watch it, then they wouldn't film it.
Right. That's true.
Bar none, it wouldn't make money anymore.
Yeah.
So they.
But I'm sure these Christian males are watching it. They're watching the entire show just for research.
Yeah, gotta make sure.
I gotta make sure I see all the crotch shots.
Rewind that. Rewind that. I need to write this down. Let's get a tally going here.
Once again, I watched it. I wasn't even aware of any outrage until the next day. Like, I was like, oh, I stayed off social media for the most part, and I knew something was going to happen. The one moment I knew was when Shakira did that part where she did or whatever. I'm sure you've seen the GIF that's out. I looked at Corey and I went, oh, that's the next big GIF right there. And it was, but I mean, whatever.
Oh, she did that Xena thing?
And apparently it's an Arabic thing, and it's, whatever. I love Shakira.
I don't understand. Is she from Colombia? Or
she's from Colombia, but her parents are Arabic descent. Yeah.
It's a very interesting background.
She's fantastic, though. For 43 years old, same age as me. I guess I think all these Hollywood people are older that just look a lot younger because they all look 15, 20 years younger than they are. Like Jennifer Lopez, that's not what 50 looks like.
Yeah.
Well, she's got an entire team of people that.
Which is what my brother-in-law Corey said. He said that too. Yes.
Not only that day, you know, with wardrobe, makeup, everything, but also she trains a lot. I'm sure
she's probably not allowed to leave the house without like caked on makeup.
Right.
She's a grown woman. I'm sure she can do whatever she wants. But, you know, not only that, she probably is doing some kind of, like, medical treatments that a normal person isn't allowed access to because it's,
I'm sure,
like human growth hormone or something, you know. If we were all on human growth hormone, we'd all look
great.
Younger.
We'd look like The Rock.
So what are the side effects of HGH?
I have no idea.
There's got to be some negative side effects.
I'm sure not good over a long term.
Or maybe
it is.
Maybe these people are living forever and we're...
Could be
simping out and dying.
Lazarus pit somewhere.
People don't look like The Rock because they're just genetically. No, that dude is doing a lot of stuff. I mean, I know he's working out a lot, but a lot of it is things.
You think it's steroids?
HGH for sure.
Yeah.
People don't look like that. I mean, imagine if you could just give every Army person HGH or steroids. Imagine what our armed forces. I mean, just nonstop.
Well, most of the people in the armed forces don't need that level of strength, right? Like. We're very
not anymore.
I'm very mechanized.
I'm saying back in like the World War II or something. Imagine all the Americans running up the hill. They're all 6'6", and they're like, "Oh shit!"
The Germans are like, "No,
listen,
9."
They were doing it. Okay, they were trying.
Well, I mean, as much as they all look like The Rock going over the hill. It's like shit.
Super soldiers.
We give up. So anyways, so that was it. That's Super Bowl. It was fun. I liked it. Congratulations to the Chiefs and our friend Mr. Trump, who endorses every show. He comes in, listens, makes sure the show's good. He put out a tweet that said, "Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs from the state of Kansas." And the only problem wrong with that, they're not based in Kansas. They're based in Missouri.
Isn't it right on the border?
No.
No, not even
close. No, it's not close.
I thought for some reason it was on the border.
That would like me saying Washington, D.C. is in Washington, right? I mean,
I
come on, bro.
I just want to say this.
Go ahead. Here we go. Are you defending Trump? Because I'm waiting for this moment.
I mean,
yeah, he is.
It's an honest, that's an honest mistake.
No,
okay?
No, it's not. No.
Maybe the president of the United States should know some things, which Donald Trump has proved a lot of things he doesn't know. But that's the thing you're going to go after Donald Trump for?
I'm just saying it's another Trump moment that shouldn't surprise you.
Also, why in the hell did they name their city Kansas City
What's Missouri?
when there's another state called Kansas already?
I've known it was Missouri since I was 7 years old.
Okay, that's not the question. Why would they? It would be like it'd be like Tennesseeville in Kentucky or something.
I'm sure there's something like that out there. I mean, I can't think of it offhand, but I mean, I'm sure there's something like that. I don't know. Back then, they probably didn't know where they were at anyway.
I think they should rename it to Missouri City.
I mean, maybe one of the founders' last name was Kansas.
That's not good enough.
I don't know.
That's most of the city. Look at Texas. Austin's named after a person. Houston's named after a person.
Yeah, but there's not a state called Austin or Houston.
But I mean, if there was, do you think they would change it? Probably not.
It's clowning our presidents and making them look bad. We should start a petition to rename it to Missouri City.
We should start a petition to have smarter presidents.
Oh, that's good.
Well, when that happens, I'm sure everyone...
But here's the point. This guy has nobody checking his tweets. Like, this is the point. If you're presidential, someone should be proofreading your tweets before you send them out, is what I think.
It's obvious no one is proofreading his tweets.
If this is your communication method, there should be a team of people going, wait a minute.
Bro, he's on a Samsung Galaxy 6 sending out tweets in his bed, okay? I guarantee you.
It's just weird to me. And I guess the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. Andy Reid specifically said he is. So they will be making the trip, unlike other teams who...
To the White House.
To the White House, sorry, yes. They'll be going to the White House. And they should show up in Washington, which I think would be funny. Just the day of, they show up in Washington State and go, where's the White House
Where's the president?
So anyway, that was Trump. You knew he was going to be involved in Super Bowl some aspect. And that he deleted the tweet immediately, too. Because I bet some staffer was like, dude, you got to take that one down.
Did you see the one where he was like conducting the... I didn't listen to it, but someone said he was conducting the national anthem.
Oh, I did.
Like
see
everyone
that.
is like sitting around,
Yeah.
like trying to be somber, and like he like starts tapping on his. Like, what is that? How are you going to go after Colin Kaepernick for disrespecting the American song and then act like that?
Well,
I mean, he probably thought he was getting into it, not disrespecting it.
I would be like you earlier. That's the thing you're getting him for? I mean, he's a dope, dude. I mean, so that leads into the State of the Union. Did you guys either watch State of the Union?
I don't know. I don't think I've watched the State of the Union address in my life.
Well, here's some big takeaways from it. Number one, apparently, the reason I want to go to it is you have to stand up and clap every 2 minutes. Every time he says something like, yeah, and they all stand. I'm like, dude, he's not even saying anything important.
It's not the point.
Rush Limbaugh was awarded the Presidential Medal of Honor. Is that what it's called? Or presidential?
Was it? Whatever it was. American Hero Award.
Now, I would say that's bad, but then I did some research and found out that Cosby has one too. So, I mean, it's how bad can it be? But Rush Limbaugh.
I mean, Cosby was considered an okay guy up until the allegations came in. Like, nobody knew. Rush has always been a conservative talk radio host, which is probably up there with, like, used car salesman, cable installers, and
podcasters.
Well, the only way I can justify it is the Medal of Freedom. The only thing I justify is he was influential in the radio industry. When he came along, there wasn't this big conservative movement of the radio. I was before Fox, so
I mean,
if you agree with
talk radio, I mean,
right?
Him and Howard Stern are the only names you could think of back in the day.
He pretty much set up Fox News. He like threw him a softball and was like, look at the propaganda you can put out to these ignorant people.
So he did change the industry.
But that's not something we should give people.
Well, the president can give it to whoever he wants.
It should be the opposite of a freedom medal. What is the opposite of freedom? Enslavement? He should get him an enslavement medal.
So I think he did that.
The white man's enslavement
I
medal.
think he did that to troll people, obviously.
I think he honestly did not.
Oh, I think Trump does most things to troll people at this point.
I don't know.
Then you had Nancy Pelosi standing behind him, which was a shit show in itself. She was just shaking her head the entire time, everything he said. And at the end, she ripped up the speech that he had so he gives out copies of the speech. She rips it up right in front of him. I don't know if he was looking, but it was right in his line of vision.
You would think those people would want to work together.
And that's what I told people. It's like, as long as this nonsense continues, nothing is going to get accomplished. Like, you guys got to agree on something. Like,
but I almost feel better that nothing gets done, because I don't feel like any of these people should be allowed to influence the country in any way.
It seems like Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump should be like just in a Benny Hill.
That would be pretty funny if they were running up and down the aisles chasing
and
each other.
then the news today: Trump is acquitted of all charges.
Sad.
And I've talked to people and they're like, "I thought he was going to be found guilty." I'm like, "Why?"
He should have been, but it's bipartisan politics that it's not even a trial. It's such a joke. They didn't even call witnesses. It's just.
But we got to give John's man. There was one senator Republican that said this dude's guilty. Republican Mitt Romney, who I've said on the show many times I liked. I've said that. I'm on record saying it. Lee, do you want to backpedal and give this guy some kudos? Because you've shit on the guy multiple times on the show before.
I don't really know that much about Mitt Romney, and it sounds like to me he's done some horrible things.
Horrible things? What are you talking about?
Wasn't he the guy that strapped his dog to the top of the roof?
Oh, come on.
Like, that's insane. Like, who?
You always bring that up.
Who straps their family dog to the top of a car?
It was the 70s, bro. I'm sure tons of people were doing it.
That's like saying slavery was okay because it was in the 70s. No, you don't strap a dog to the roof of a car. It doesn't.
The dog lived. He was fine.
Look. Here's the other point.
You're judging that man off of one moment of his life.
Here's the other point.
He's talking about many things, and he's one thing that he can't.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what to believe anymore, because depending on which news media outlet you go to, Mitt Romney's either the best person ever or the worst person.
Right.
So I don't know Mitt Romney. I have no desire to go out and research this stuff. Like, I'm just like sitting here, instead of watching the Super Bowl, I'm going to research, is Mitt Romney an okay person, actually?
I think he's all right. I've said that from the start. I just think he seems like a conscionable dude. Like, it takes guts to get up there and your whole party votes one way.
I mean, I'll give you that.
And you're like, no, I'm not going to do that because
but
I don't think it's
Donald
right.
Trump were like batting heads over
from the
penis
beginning.
size.
From the beginning, Trump doesn't like him because he can't buy him. That's what I like about him.
I don't even know if it's that. I thought Trump was like insulting him, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, because he can't buy him.
I don't know.
And then you had the Iowa caucus. It was a big shit show as well. They can't even get the freaking votes in.
This country's falling apart.
It's definitely falling apart. So, all right. Well, that was that week. So, my week, just talk about real quick.
Yeah, we got to get in this. We had a little pre-show tension going on.
Well, there's some tension.
A little headache.
My migraines have started this week. Now, I've had them in the past, like a few. But I've got like these sinus headaches that are turning into migraines. And so I had one Monday.
Are you down with the sickness?
I am. Tuesday, I had one yesterday. It was so bad. I was at lunch with two coworkers. I got back to the office and I called. I thought it was maybe my tooth. You know, I've got braces. I didn't know if something happened or something was wrong.
Rubber band snapped up.
Right.
Into your
I was
head.
wearing bands. I'm not wearing them now. But anyway, and so I told my wife, I was like, I was crying like on the phone, like this is the most pain I've ever felt before in my life. So she's like, can you make it to at least to my office where I can drive you there? And so I made it there barely. And she gets me in the car and she starts driving me. I go, you need to pull over now. Like, I'm in cold sweats. I'm experiencing so much pain. I get in the car. I'm just throwing up everywhere, in front of a pediatric place of all places, a kid's doctor place. One of the nurses come out, you all right? I'm like, And so
coronavirus.
I get to the dentist. They give me some Novocaine. They give me some pain medication. I get home. It's a little bit better. I'm like, well, hopefully it'll go away. He gave me like a Z-Pack. Then the next morning I wake up. I'm driving to work. I went, nope. Turn back around. I told her, I was like, you got to take me in. And so they give me a shot, 2 shots in the ass today. So that was
2 shots of what?
So 1 shot for nausea because I think I was getting it. I don't know. I was experiencing nausea Wednesday. This morning, but I think it's because I'm on hydrocodone, and if I take too much of it, I get kind of nauseous when I take it. So but anyways, I threw up this morning too. on the way to the doctor. So that's 2 days in a row I've thrown up, and that's wonderful. I don't know. And then right before the show started, like 2 hours at 5 o'clock, it started again.
Seems like you're fine now.
Well, I took some medication, but now every time
You're on that hydro right
so
now?
what it's starting?
Is
No,
that what's going on?
I'm on just.
Are you
on-
trying that Rush Limbaugh's lifestyle?
I've got some in my bag in case I
You
need.
trying to get a freedom medal?
Yeah, I know I need one, but it starts in my nose, and then every time anything has my nose, I start getting paranoid. It's hurting so much. It hurts like scale 1 to 10. It's like a 9. Like it hurts so bad. Like it is the most painful thing.
All
And
right,
John,
well,
I mean, John, we know you talked about before, but we talked about Mike. You've experienced migraine issues
I've
as
experienced migraines as well.
So what is your pain level 1 to 10 when you have them?
They're not like I've heard people describe. It's nothing like that, but I just get. I mean, obviously, a super bad headache, but I get light sensitive is the thing.
I don't, but yeah, that's what they were telling me.
Yeah, the light sensitivity is really bad.
Okay.
What works for me is just take like a hot Epsom salt bath, and I mean, once you get out, it's still there. But at least when you're in the bathtub, at least like a float tank or something, maybe that would be good. Those are kind of.
I've taken hot showers.
You can get a float tank here in Nashville where you just float on the salt water.
I need something.
John, I think like the sensory, like limit your sensory exposure. Dark room, quiet, cool rag on the head.
But I don't know. I feel like this is more sinus and I don't know. But anyway, John, what are your pain levels when you've experienced them?
Oh, the migraines could be eights and nines.
8s and 9s. Like how long?
A while.
Like an hour or longer?
Sometimes longer.
I couldn't take over an hour or more. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, yeah. Done definitely lasts longer than an hour.
But yours ain't like an 8 or a 9.
No.
Like I can take a 5 for like.
Well, you described your pain as a 9 out of 10. I was once climbing a tree on a rope, and the rope slipped, and I landed on a tree like root on my lower back, right above my butt crack.
Aye.
And that's probably the most pain I've ever felt because I laid on the ground for like 5 minutes, unable to move.
What'd you do?
I mean, it ended up being okay, but I'm just saying that, like when you say
it was no BB gun.
Did you think you were paralyzed?
I did. I honestly thought that I'd like.
Were you crying?
Yes.
Who was around?
No one.
Oh, that's dumb, bro. You shouldn't be doing that.
I'll tell you, another big pain that I felt was when I used to cycle. I would get leg cramps, and I could do nothing but fall off the bike and yell at the top of my lungs, and like the people that I was riding with would be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
What would you do?
I would just sit there and scream until the pain went away, and then drink some water and bicycle slower. You know, hope for a downhill.
I don't know.
So I don't know. Yeah, like I could only
man.
imagine a headache that's 9 out of 10. It sounds horrible.
It does. There's nothing you can do.
Well, you said before the show that if you were alive in primitive times, you would have found a cliff,
jumped off,
and jumped off.
Yeah, I can imagine back in the olden days when people had tooth pains or like they probably killed themselves, man. I mean, that's to me falling down and hitting your back is it's bad. When it's in your head or your brain, it's just the worst. I mean, you can't get rid of it. I mean,
It feels like another level. Yeah.
I mean, hydrocodone doesn't even numb the pain.
No, not for migraines.
Why did they give you hydro then?
We did the first day, but it didn't this morning. I don't know, man.
Gotta chase that white dragon. You know, just up your dose.
I mean, the migraine medicine is like way more expensive than hydro is. Like on average, it's about $14-15 a pill.
Well, I don't think science truly completely understands migraines, and there's different kinds of migraines.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
So it's a weird thing. Like, if it is just a sinus infection, then
hopefully it'll go away.
Hopefully,
that's what I hope. So I'm
glad. I mean, let's point fingers. Like, how do you get a sinus infection then?
How do you? I don't know. How do you get a sinus infection? I have no idea. Get a cold?
Are you Vape Nation? Have you been?
I mean, I have, but I've laid off of it last couple of days. So, you think that's it?
Probably.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope. I mean, I haven't done it a couple of days, so hopefully I had to cut it down. I don't know. I've had a cold, so I don't know if that's really. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
So, in from the chat, Robin says nothing compared to post C-section pain in differed gas pain in the shoulder. I don't know what that is. What is differed gas pain?
I have no idea. But I'm sure having a C-section, sucks.
I would say probably like having a child naturally has to be the worst thing. I mean, we've all been.
Well, yeah.
We've all been number 2 where, it was a little bigger.
Hurts, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine pushing a child out of
Oh, you talking
whole-
about natural? Well, that's
I
dumb.
mean-
That's dumb people. I don't understand why people have natural births anyway.
Well, it used to be the only way to do things.
Well, yes. I mean,
right?
thank
So,
God. I mean,
for millions of years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, animals still, we're not giving spinal taps to animals when they're having
no.
kids.
Hey, I'm sure. I'm never gonna experience birthing pain. Yes, I would imagine that hurts more than anything. But in my life, the pain I experienced this past week was the worst thing ever. So let's hope it passes. I don't know. May not.
Well, what would even compete? What have you done that would be even close?
For me, the worst pain I've ever experienced is probably severe toothache.
Okay.
Yeah, that I've had some of those, but this is worse than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, tooth pain is bad.
Like if a tooth is infected,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God.
You're
so
in a
much
world of
pain.
hurt. Yeah, I've had those, but not as painful. So, anyways, pain sucks. Getting old sucks. What can you do? I was hoping for a pain-free life. Apparently not. So I'm going to the doctor on Tuesday for my yearly physical, which I haven't done in 3 years, and and then I'm probably going to try to go see an ENT or something tomorrow. I mean, I just can't keep doing this. It's crazy.
Keep doing it. It's only been a couple of days, right?
It's been it's been this whole week so far.
Well, I hope the antibiotics do the trick for you.
Did you take a flu test?
Yeah, came back negative.
Okay. Well,
So
it could still be. Do you get flu shots?
yes.
Okay, because it could be flu and a sinus infection working
Yeah,
together.
well, it's not flu. I'm negative on flu.
Well, but
so.
just because you tested negative, doesn't mean that you're actually.
But I don't
negative.
have I don't have
Have
a
you
fever.
had any bat soup recently?
Yeah, no, I haven't had bad soup.
I
no,
mean, the cold sweats. And
no
the
fever,
vomiting,
nothing. I mean, I think that's from the pain. That's what I'm saying. That the first time was from the pain.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
people are saying kidney stones are really bad. So,
So this is like a barbed piece of stone that you pee.
yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Huh.
I can only imagine.
Well, Robin's saying flu shots not work this year. Just because you get the flu and the flu doesn't mean it didn't work. It generally is less severe, and it's also the strain as well. So I mean, there's a lot of factors in. Flu shots work, and you can still get the flu shot even if you have. I mean, you still get the flu even if you have a flu shot. It just makes it less severe when you get it. So
I wish we had better names for it than A or B. They're so lame. It's so dry and square. You know, I wish we'd call it like Henry or,
well,
like when tornadoes come through, hurricanes or hurricane. I guess not tornadoes, but hurricanes,
yeah.
tropical depressions. We always name them or whatever, right?
We'll
We
get
should
on
do that with the flu.
Get on that. Start a
We
petition.
should do that with the flu.
Call it Flu Trump or Flu Pelosi. How
there
about
you
that?
go. Perfect.
There
See?
you go.
Which strains you get this year? I got that Trump strain.
Ugh.
Oh, I got the Pelosi.
Yowzy. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
is it time for Dear John?
Yes.
We got a Dear John. All right. Dear John.
Dear John,
Wow, John's singing
dear John.
every week now, huh?
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right. It's time for Dear John. John is going to answer a question that Lee reads to him from a listener of the show. Go ahead.
This one comes in. Dear John, I'm the proud mom of a wonderful 21-year-old daughter whom I find myself worrying about more and more lately. She just graduated from our local college and is heading to medical school in another state 6 hours away. Rationally, I know she'll be fine and can take care of herself, but I am terrified that something will happen to her and I won't be there. My husband and daughter keep telling me nothing will happen and I need to calm down. My question is, how do I go about staying calm when there is danger everywhere? She's our only child. Aren't my fears justified? Or am I overreacting like they keep telling me from Worried in Alabama?
You're overreacting. You send her to school every day. It's just further away. Nothing happened in these 21 years. I mean, she's an adult. She's made her choices. If you're a good parent, then she's going to continue to make good choices. Trust her and let her do her thing. There's nothing really to worry about. I think the biggest thing is you're going to miss her. And I mean, that's not going to happen, and I hope you continue to miss her. That makes you a good mom. But don't worry. That's my stance.
There you go. Lee, anything to tack on to that?
I would just say, if you haven't ever been to college, then you probably don't understand what's going on there. Yeah, good luck with your daughter. You know.
Oh, my. Don't. What are you
listen.
doing? John had her off the ledge. You put her back on.
Here's the thing. You cannot control people's lives. As the more that you try, the more they're going to pull away from you and make hard decisions.
But she's already been to college. She's 21.
But here's the thing. You have to let people learn on their own from their own experience. It's the only way to learn.
But wait a minute. Right? We're glossing over this. She's already gone to college.
Community college. She was
now
staying at home.
Now she's going to medical school.
It's 6 hours away.
Well, here's
so
the
she's
deal.
She's not gonna have a curfew. She can come home any
but
hours.
Medical school, she's going to be studying like 16 hours a day. There's nothing to worry about.
I have a feeling that it's like, I don't know.
Are you making an Alabama joke there?
Well, local.
Are you making that?
So is this grad school? Yeah, I'm a little confused.
She could be coming to Vanderbilt.
That's what I'm saying. This woman is way, way too protective.
Which I would like to know how you kept an eye on her when she was in college. Even if she was in a community college.
At home.
But like, did she not go out and party on the weekends?
Probably not.
We got to let the bird fly. But I think to get it on John, I mean, yeah, they got to live their life and blah. But she's in medical school. Man, she doesn't have time to party. That is hardcore studying, interning, doing the thing. You know, that's no different than like going to law school. Those dudes don't party because they don't have time to. I mean, you know, you'll be fine. I mean, it sounds like I guess she did an all right job if she's going to medical school.
You don't want your kids to look back on their life and regret. You know, you don't want them to be 40 years old and then discovering that they missed out on partying and then dive into the deep end.
Would you rather, you looking back on your own life, would you rather have committed to not partying, being a doctor, and being rich, or partying like you did? I'll ask John this because I need to give. Or would you rather partied like you did and live like you did and live like where you are now, John? If you could go back, hindsight 2020.
I think so. In life, there's so much work you pretty much have to put in.
Yeah,
bar none. Get the work done in. And then be able to coast the rest of your life.
That's what I say. Like, if I could go back, I'd tell my younger self.
Doctors don't. That's like the worst kind of doctor is the doctor who coasts.
No, but you can live a lavish lifestyle. Like, live a good life, you know?
You can live a good life not being a doctor as well.
I know a cardiologist that he does these scopes, and he has to run a thread basically through people's arteries in their heart. And he says, you know, the first few times he's had to do it, he was super stressful about it.
I bet, yeah.
But now he's been doing it for years. He's just like chatting away, and it's nothing. It's like second nature.
So the first time he slips,
man, it happens.
Well, he's been doing it for years.
Then you're the
years
joking doctor,
and
they all, but they do that to stay loose too. I mean, you know, you don't want to go. I'm going to mess up. But I'm saying the guy's probably living a good life now. So let her stick on her ass. Let her go to medical school.
So move 6 hours with your daughter.
I'm not saying move 6 hours with her, but you've got FaceTime or Google Hangout. You can communicate with your daughter on a daily basis. There's nothing wrong with having a strong relationship with your daughter. It's fine.
Listen, your daughter probably looking forward to moving away, I'm guessing.
I mean, here's the thing with having kids. You're always going to be worried that something's going to happen to them, no matter what. You know, maybe you're a little bit more severe than most people are, but yes, you think about it, you know, in this current age we're in with school shootings and this and that, you know, but you've done a good job. She's going to medical school. Just follow John's advice. You'll be fine. Just you're being overreactive.
So maybe get like a hobby.
Yeah. Or
find a new hobby.
Start watching ER. Keep up with her, and then switch over to that other doctor show. What's
Grey's
that other doctor?
Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
I would say don't watch that
Staying
show.
Elsewhere.
Don't watch
no,
Grey's
that way
Anatomy.
she comes back. You can just conversate about medical terms all the time. You'll be fine. So there we go. John, close up.
You need to visit a stat.
What's your final words, this woman? Chill out. There we go.
Chill out.
Chill out. All right, there you go. That was Dear John. If you want to send in a Dear John, just send us an email, bybpod@gmail.com, or hit us up on the socials on Twitter and Facebook at bybpod. So do that. We will try to help you out the best way we can, which is probably the worst way. But anyway, that is the show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to contact us on social media, please let us know what you thought about the show. Like I said, Twitter at bybpod, Facebook at bybpod. And let us know if we made any mistakes, because we would love to play those on next week's episode. And if you go to our website, blameyourbro.com, that is blameyourbro.com. All of our social media links are there. Our Amazon link, so if you're buying things on Amazon, use that link. We get a small percentage of the sales. You can buy your Blame Your Brother t-shirt. That will help you out. And, you know, if you want to send us a voicemail or email the show, you can do that directly from blameyourbro.com. New article up this week from Adam Cox about highlights of 2019, some of his favorite things about the year 2019. So go check that out, blameyourbro.com. Bookmark that page to go there, tell all your friends about it. Rate, review, share, all that good stuff. And I guess with that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.